Shalom, shalom, and welcome. Welcome to White Rose family. This begins the series, The Final Exodus Countdown 2023. Yes, there will be 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Yashar'al, commonly known as Israel. And whether people realize it or accept it or not, there will also be a great multitude of many nations, kindreds, and tongues who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, who are made one by Yahushua Mashiach, the Almighty Yahuwah's word made flesh before our very eyes. I want you to visit Revelation 7th chapter, and do not stop with the 144,000. Go all the way down to the 9th verse, and you will see there is a great multitude. And many find it difficult to accept a great multitude can be a remnant. But here's how both of those can be the same, one and the same, my brothers and sisters. A great multitude could be tens of millions of people, but when you compare it to over 7.4 billion people on the planet, 10 million is only a fragment. It's less than 1%, a remnant. And because many people cannot understand how there can be such a large number brought together in unity, they dismiss the possibility of this happening. If you're tuning in for the first time, these words, these messages are to those who believe they are drawn by the Almighty Father Yahuwah to his word, known as Yahusha, our Mashiach. If this describes you, I consider you my brother, my sister, my family. My brothers and sisters, uncertainty is definitely ramping up and magnifying. Wickedness and lawlessness is enlarging before our very eyes. The rhetorical and propaganda machine of governments is scrambling to find a narrative that works to calm the masses. These words are to you, set apart Yashar'al, you who are drawn by the Almighty Father, you who will discover that you are drawn by the Almighty Father. But before I get into this, let me say this. The messages that I present do not necessarily reflect the views of the owners, management, or shareholders, or sponsors of this media platform. My brothers and sisters, this series will present instructions, warnings, and preparation, and for a movement to fulfill the final Exodus. And I believe that the tribulation actually began what's known as December 21, 2020, which is our 8th month, O Yashar'al. But it is commonly known as the 12th month according to the Gregorian calendar. And I believe that the great conjunction that took place marked the beginning, along with other things. And I will share with you, my brothers and sisters, why I believe that the countdown has begun for the final Exodus. There will be those who will not be gathered. There will be those left behind, some ordered to be left behind, to be the last echoing voice of the Spirit of Yahuah speaking through individuals that are left behind to encourage them that this is all a part of the plan of the Almighty Father. There will be some left behind because of unbelief, rebellion. And to the wicked that are not included in these ranks, it does not pertain to you. In other words, you already have your judgment. So what happens will happen. With that said, let me get into the prelude of this series. I want to set the stage, my brothers and sisters, to the realities of what's unfolding before our very eyes. There will be more than just COVID-19 and mutations. There will be other pandemics, famine, and disease. It has begun, O Yashar'al, and it will soon ramp up beyond measure. Come with me as I proceed further into this prelude to this series. Let me read the following, O Yashar'al, and let's consider Jeremiah 8:19 through 22. It reads, "Observe, the voice, the cry of the daughter of my people from a distant land. Is Yahuah not in Sion? Is her sovereign not in her? Why have they provoked me with their carved images and with foreign worthlessness? The harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we have not been saved. For the breach of the daughter of my people I have been broken. I have grown sad. Astonishment has taken hold of me. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no healer there? Why has healing of the daughter of my people not come? Here we see Jeremiah weeping for the children of Yashar'al. And I submit to you, in these end times, we see a repeat of such events as the prophets of Yashar'al and the servants of Yashar'al, the servants of Yahuah, in the name of Yahusha, weeps for deliverance as uncertainty ramp up. My brothers and sisters, is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no balm in the United States? Is there no healer here or there? I submit to you, the answer is yes. And we will soon see a response to all that is occurring, a response that proves the plan of the Almighty Father is unfolding before our very eyes. Come with me, my brothers and sisters. Though there are many verses that talk about the final Exodus, I'm compelled to present these passages as I press into this prelude to the final Exodus, countdown 2023. For I believe in the month known as December, in 2023, the final Exodus will prove to be a reality to those who are alive and facing the actions of the Almighty Father as he gathers his children. Ezekiel chapter 34, come visit with me. The 34th chapter, verse 15 through 17. It reads, I shall feed my flock and make them lie down, declares Master Yahuah. I shall seek out the lost and bring back the strayed. I shall bind up the broken and strengthen what was sick. But the fat and the strong I shall destroy. I shall feed them with right ruling. And as for you, O my flock, thus says Master Yahuah, see, I am judging between sheep and between rams and goats. Know this, O Yashar'al, the final Exodus, the preparations, the movement have begun. And as it ramp up, what we're witnessing is the tip of the iceberg. Let me go on to Ezekiel 37. Verse 21, it says, and speak to them, thus saith Master Yahuah, see, I am taking the children of Yashar'al from among the nations, wherever they have gone, and shall gather them from all around, and I shall bring them into their land. Yashar'al, my brothers and sisters, the final Exodus will come to be. There are many passages that speak on this matter. Seek to discern the processes necessary to make this happen. I have been asking the question, are you satisfied with your pastor, your community head, your bishop, your deacon, your spiritual leader? Are they equipping you with learning how to grow in discerning the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha? Are they teaching you how to vet, how to examine those you come in contact with to determine whether they are indeed a part of the fold? The time is now, my brothers and sisters, to seek to discern what the Spirit of Yahuah, sent in Yahusha's name, is saying to the one in the mirror, to you, as it relates to the final Exodus, as it relates to growing strong to be a martyr for Yahusha's name, as it relates to being the final words to those in the place or position that you're in as widespread destruction and death enlarged during these end times. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, the time is now to know what it is that is expected of you. There is much work to be done. Begin discussing, begin asking questions regarding the final Exodus. Let me read, my brothers and sisters, the following passage. After this, I looked and saw a great crowd which no one was able to count, out of all nations and tribes and peoples and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, dressed in white robes, and palm branches in their hands, and crying out with a loud voice, saying, "Deliverance belongs to our Almighty One who sits on the throne and to the Lamb." This is in Revelation, speaking of a great multitude. Many people focus and talk about the 144,000. For years, there's been more attention to the 144,000, the 12 tribes of Yashar'al, with disregard that they will be accompanied by a great multitude of many nations, kindreds, and tongues. It goes on to say, in that same chapter, it mentions the 144,000, the 12 tribes of Yashar'al. In that same chapter, it says, in the 13th and 14th verse, and one of the elders responded, saying to me, "Who are these dressed in white robes, and where did they come from?" And I said to him, "Master, you know." And he said to me, "These are those coming out of the great distress, having washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb." The great distress, the tribulation, my brothers and sisters. Continue with me. The final Exodus. Promises are made. Consider Isaiah 11:12, and he shall raise a banner for the nations, and gather the outcasts of Yashar'al, and assemble the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. Do not fear. And Isaiah 43:5-7 say, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east and gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar, and my daughters from the ends of the earth. And all those who are called by my name, whom I have created, formed, even made for my esteem." Notice how it says, "I shall bring your seed from the east and gather you from the west." Many of you may not be aware, and many of you may shun these messages, but the majority of those that will be gathered for the final Exodus will be children, the seed of Yashar'al, set apart by the Almighty Father Yahuah. There will be adults, there will be mentors, there will be guides, there will be elders, there will be people of various ages and backgrounds in terms of their expertise and skill sets that have been given to them by the Almighty Father to fulfill what is written. And many of you wonder how and why do I think it would be mostly children. You see, many of us old hats are like old wineskin. We will kick against the discipline necessary to bring unity for Yashar'al. We will fight against it thinking we know it, thinking we have the answers. But as judgment begins at the house of Yahuah first, as unity is molded and shaped, we will see times, and I will explain more in detail why I believe it will be mostly children in this great multitude gathered from the four corners of the earth. Stay with me, O Yashar'al. Do not be saddened or dismayed. Do not be overtaken with unbelief. The final Exodus consists of promises made. My brothers and sisters, there are different expectations regarding how, when, who, how, when, and where. Though many are not asking questions, as I search, as I look, I've yet to see servants of Yahuah describing what must be done, what will be done in the coming days. Yashar'al, Yashar'al, seek to discern what the Spirit of Yahuah is saying to you. Are you in place? Are you thinking that because you're fellowshipping with one assembly that you're not forsaking the assembling together? If you're not in the assembly where Yahuah is guiding you or calling you to be, you are forsaking his assembly. Just being with any assembly doesn't mean that you fulfill what is written in Hebrews regarding the assembling together. Let me read, my brothers and sisters. For there will be forced migrations, forced movement. Consider Matthew 19:29 and 30. It says, "And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. But many who are first shall be last, and the last first. My brothers and sisters, could the children we see coming from South America, various countries in South America, to the United States, could this be a glimpse of an exodus where children are put before the old hats, the older adults, where children are given priority? Could this be where adults who were first to find and discover the direction to go are being last, and the children, be the young, are becoming first in the exodus? Could some of these children be among the great multitude that is mentioned in Revelation 7 chapter? Could we be getting a prelude? Are we too arrogant in the United States to think that there will not be causes that will bring about actions where there will be movement amongst the citizens of the United States and Canada or any other part of the country? If you look at the inherent factor, one of the surface factors to why many of the children of South America are coming towards the U.S., it is because there is famine and disease, lack of jobs, lack of income. There are things that the scriptures talk about that bring attention to individuals seeking solutions. And many of them may be unaware that some of them are being used by the Almighty Father, being gathered and drawn, and they will discover their place among the ranks of the diverse nations that will be gathered from the four corners of the earth. And I'm not saying all the children, among the children. You see, we have become so arrogant that we do not think there will be conditions that will force us out of the United States. Pray and watch. Soon and very soon, my brothers and sisters, we will see forced movement across the globe like never before. I've committed a series called The Closing Scroll, where the inhabitants of various places will be forced to return back to the region where life began. Let me continue. Matthew 10:34-36 says, "Do not think I have come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace but a sword. For I have come to bring division, a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's enemy are those of his own household." My brothers and sisters, the priorities rest with our Almighty Father. He who is the Almighty One will bring the attention that is necessary. We will return, O Yashar'al, to the promised land. There will be those who will fulfill that which is prophesied regarding the final exodus. And there will be those who will be martyrs for Yahusha's name. And there will be those led astray, as the scripture reads, deceived, some because of milk, some because of false teachers. Proof and evidence and set apart power is about to emerge in the coming days, O Yashar'al. The face of promised discipline is necessary to bring about what must be done. Consider this, O Yashar'al. As many as I love, I reprove and discipline. So be ardent and repent. Discipline will come for Yashar'al. Consider these words, for the time of managing our emotions have come and will increase. We will see death, we will see confusion, we will see uncertainty, we will see battles within the body of Yashar'al. Sparks will fly, O Yashar'al, but out of iron sharpening iron, out of the discipline of the Almighty Father, unity will come in all matter of teachings related to true discipline, related to the set-apart instructions of the Almighty Father. Proverbs 3:11-12 say, "My son, do not despise the discipline of Yahuah, and do not loathe his reproof. For whom Yahuah loves, he reproves, as the Father the Son, whom he delights." In Hebrews 12:11, reads. The whole 12th chapter is about discipline. But specifically, I've shared Hebrews 12:11. Indeed, no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but grievous. But afterwards, it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness to those that have been trained by it. Bear with me, my brothers and sisters. Let me check something here as I flip through the slides. Okay, let me mention, my brothers and sisters, there are three major things that I spoke of that was promised by the Almighty Father. Discipline is one, vengeance is another, and wrath is another. On the matter of vengeance, many have not asked, what is the face of vengeance? The face of vengeance is the hand of the Almighty Father, and he will work through his servants to present the message, how he will avenge the death of the innocent. Consider Isaiah 63:4. For it reads, for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed has come. In 2 Peter 3:8, but beloved ones, let not this one matter be hidden from you, that with Yahuah 1 day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as 1 day. We all want to know when the time will come for the final exodus, when the time will come for the return of Yahushua Mashiach, the physical return. We want to know, but what are we doing? Do we consider the details and processes necessary to fulfill what is written during such times as end times? In Romans 12:19 it says, beloved, do not revenge yourself, but give place to the wrath, for it has been written, vengeance is mine, I shall repay, says Yahuwah. In Psalms 105:15 it says, do not touch my anointed, and do my prophets no evil. Consider the harm that has been done to the set-apart ones, the anointed of Yahuwah. Consider the death of the innocent, from abortions to the senior citizens to those who were innocently killed. While wickedness is running rampant, my brothers and sisters, vengeance will come, and there will be some wicked that will witness it, so they'll know that this is indeed vengeance that is promised. It will not be some secret thing that occur. Look around, O Yashar'al. It has begun. Much has begun regarding preparations for our final days. On the matter of wrath, in Zephaniah 2:3 it says, seek Yahuwah, all you meek ones of the earth, who have done his right rulings. Seek righteousness, seek meekness, if so be that you are hidden in the day of wrath of Yahuwah. I want to say something, my brothers and sisters. There are many, when it comes to wrath, that would want you to say, don't worry, don't worry. We must understand, O Yashar'al, that as children of Yahuwah, when his wrath comes, these earthen vessels, some of us will be in the footprint, in the way of him executing his wrath. He's not going to hold back a promise because we're there. Know this. He told us, he who seeks to gain his life will lose it. But he who loses his life for my sake shall gain everlasting life. So our perception, our understanding of physical death in these earthen vessels should not cause us to believe that we will not face physical death, some of us, violent death, some of us. But to us, it is sleep, for our spirit goes back to Yahuwah. Wherever that place is, it is a place of rest into judgment day. My brothers and sisters, his wrath have begun. And there will be narratives. There will be times of people trying to present propaganda and explanations to what's happening in the world. But soon and very soon, the messengers, the servants, the leaders, the prophets of Yahuwah will echo the messages, letting the world know what is coming from him, what he has to say on the matter regarding vengeance, wrath, also regarding our discipline. Understand the realities of what is written, O Yashar'al. Let me move to Isaiah 13:9. It say, the day of Yahuah is coming, fierce with wrath and heat of displeasure, to lay the earth waste and destroy its sinners from it. What do you think is occurring now? Do you believe his wrath have begun? Romans 1:18 and 19 say, for the wrath of the Almighty One is revealed from heaven against all wickedness and unrighteousness of men, who suppress the truth in unrighteousness, because that which is known of the Almighty One is manifest among them. For the Almighty One has manifested it to them. Let me also read 1 Thessalonians 5:9 and 10. It says, because the Almighty One, he did not appoint us to wrath, but to obtain deliverance through our Master Yahushua Messiah, who died for us, so that we, whether awake or asleep, live together with him. See, they fail when they tell you we're not appointed to wrath, we're not going to be in the midst. Some of us will be in the midst and witness his wrath. How then do you think we would know it's fulfilled if there are no witnesses to his wrath? And there will be some close up witnesses, and there will some witness his wrath from afar. But notice, O Yashar'al, in the 10th verse, it says, whether we are awake or asleep, should live together with him. So many people don't look at the realities of what's written, don't want to discuss the realities of what must be done. He's not going to sweep all and every one of his children back to the promised land and then destroy the outer perimeter of the promised land afterwards. There will be a gathering. There are those appointed to fulfill that final exodus. Are you among those who will take part or support what's about to happen? Yashar'al promises have begun to be fulfilled. Countdown 23. It is my belief that in less than 3 years, by the 12th Gregorian 12th month, known as December 21, we will recognize evidence of the final exodus. Most of Yashar'al that is to fulfill this final exodus would have been gathered by that time. It will be the 8th month of that year for us, O Yashar'al. The month commonly known as December 21. In my next segment of this series, the Final Exodus Countdown 2023, I would explain how I arrived at this date. I will explain in detail why I believe between now and then there will become massive movement in the direction of the promised land from the four corners of the earth. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, come listen. I will present details on things to consider, things that must be done. I will present instructions on how to respond to the conditions that are about to ramp up, worse than what we're seeing now, O Yashar'al. You see, in 2 Thessalonians, if you read in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, I believe, verse 7, bear with me a second, O Yashar'al. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7 lets us know that there's a restraint. There's a restrainer that is preventing the fullness of the anti-Messiah, anti-Christ. I submit to you that restrainer is Yashar'al, those of the 144,000 in great multitude that will be gathered. Listen very carefully, O Yashar'al. Though the world has put together a narrative in the Western Hemisphere of saying just black and white, it doesn't matter what race or nationality you are, if and only if you have been drawn by the Almighty Father, as it is mentioned in John 6:44, to Yahushua Mashiach. Right now, those who are waking up to see that they are true Yashar'al resent Goyim or Gentiles. But they are Gentiles grafted into the body of Yashar'al. There are Caucasians, Europeans, Gentiles, Goyim, that don't want to admit that we are the true children of Yashar'al, the true Hebrews, the true Abraham. They rather latch on and claim that they are Yashar'al and disregard who we are. This will be made straight. There are true Hebrews that are not all set apart Hebrews or Abraham. And they believe that they are entitled just because of nationality. I submit to you, not all Yashar'al is of the set apart body of Yashar'al. The whites who are drawn by Yahuah, the Asians, the Hispanics, even some Hamites, Ghanaians, French, many nations, kindreds, and tongues that are drawn. You see, my brothers and sisters, the passage that say we're neither Hebrew nor Greek, in some versions say Jew or Gentile, it's letting us know that the ultimate service to the Almighty Father, the ultimate occupant that will be with Yahusha forever is our spirit, not these earthen vessels. That's why it says neither Greek, Hebrew nor Greek. It's letting us know beyond our earthen vessel is the spirit of oneness in Yahusha, HaMashiach. But before we get to the point where that comes to its fullness, there's much work to be done. There are scriptures to be fulfilled. How can you fulfill 144,000, 12 tribes being confirmed, recognized, fulfilling what is written, unless we can actually identify who they are? The heathen, the wicked one, the practices of the world, raped our women, seduced our children, killed them, to form a cloud to say we don't know who the true children of Hebrews are. Though they may have convinced many that we cannot identify the 12 tribes, pray and watch, O Yashar'al. The spirit within the person will be stirred to acknowledge the tribe that they represent. And for those who do not receive directly from Yahusha an assignment as one of the 144,000, know this: as a set-apart child, as one drawn by the Almighty Father, all the 12 tribes will come under one banner, ultimately, and that one banner will be Yashar'al. All those of the great multitude of many nations, kindreds, and tongues will all come under the banner of Yashar'al. But there are those that must fulfill the 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes. It will come to be, and there will be validators, leaders chosen to acknowledge, to confirm. There will be discipline where we will acknowledge and know who they are and what their roles are. Pray, O Yashar'al, for in the power of our coming together, there will be discipline. There will be severe actions. There will be times of joy. There will be times of shouting, hallelujah. The final Exodus 2023. I will present the case in the next segment of why I believe it's 2023. I will go into more details, and I will begin to talk about the planning, the actions that are required. And I say to you, O Yashar'al, I know of no other direction to turn. Either it would be proven that I am a servant of the Almighty Father Yahuah in Yahusha's name, sent before him to Yashar'al to contribute towards this great and final Exodus. If I am a servant of the Almighty Father Yahuah, the power of these words will stir within you, and you will begin to discuss and ask questions among yourselves, among one another. We will come to discuss the realities of what must and will come to be. Come, O Yashar'al, listen, hear, and view, Examine the words I am about to present in this series and witness the evidence, the power, and the proof that will come. Choose wisely how you respond, O Yashar'al. Prepare for unity to emerge. Come, O Yashar'al, listen and view. And if such a time come where you do not see these messages on the platforms that you came to witness them, trust Isaiah 55:11. The words from the Almighty Father will not return to him void. They will reach, the messages will reach all those whom they are intended and perform what is expected. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, my heart is heavy. My spirit is stirred. For out of all that is about to happen, out of all that is about to occur, if ever there was a time to learn how to manage these earthen vessels, how to manage our emotions, that time is now. If ever there was a time to learn, to prepare, to adjust and adapt to what is about to happen, that time is now. On that note, O Yashar'al, stay tuned. There's much work to be done. The series will get into the details, but I wanted you to see the stage is set. Actions have begun. Movement have begun. Come, O Yashar'al, come and delve into the final Exodus, countdown 2023. Do not allow disbelief to overtake you. Do not allow some overzealous, undiscerning pastor, moray, teacher lead you to think that they will lead you back to the promised land. Vet, O Yashar'al, examine thoroughly. I've put up many passages, many messages regarding how to vet, how to examine. And the time is now. If you don't know how, ask. My prayer, O Yashar'al, is that we grow in discernment and wisdom with the strength and fortitude that will give us what is necessary to fulfill what is ordered. For it will come. The Almighty Father has never asked anyone to do something or ordered anyone to do something without equipping them with the attributes, the expertise to fulfill what is ordered. What say you, O Yashar'al? What is your position? What is your take? The image behind me is an image of the true Mount Sinai. It is an image of a mountain that is situated in the area known as Jabal al-Awz, northwestern Saudi Arabia. There are those that will deceive you and have you think that the true mountain of Yahuah is in South Central Africa. Make no mistake, distractions and dissuasions and convincing words go forth. And I submit to you, choose your side wisely, for in the power and might that is about to be demonstrated will be followed with evidence of those used by the Almighty Father. In these last times, in these end times, O Yashar'al, there will be individuals who will hear set-apart words, and they will confirm the words that they heard and repeat them. That is good and that is correct. But there will be what I call ark thieves, people who think they can steal the messages from the servants of Yahuah and use them to promote their agenda, to make them look authoritative. Ark thieves. If you look back in the scriptures, you'll know that when the Philistines took the ark, they thought it would give them power and they would be able to do the things, and death followed. Enough death to their fear was magnified, and they released the ark to whom it belonged. During these last days, there are ark thieves, individuals stealing messages from the Almighty Father Yahuah, tearing them apart, chopping them up, using bits and pieces to fit their belief. But make no mistake, breakthroughs and deliverance, ability to discern who is confirming or reaffirming what is being said by the messengers of Yahuah, will come to light to those who are being drawn by the Almighty Father. On that note, O Yashar'al, again I say, come, listen, hear, view and examine. If the words do not come from me, I am merely a servant. Trust me, O Yashar'al. You will hear these words from another, whether I'm dead or alive. What is true will come out. It will be confirmed and reaffirmed. The question is, what say you? On that note, I say, again, stay tuned. There's much work to be done. Shalum.